Happy Tuesday! I'm KHOU 11 meteorologist Kim Castro. We're going to take a deep dive into our weather forecast for this week. It'll be very nice. A big change is just on our heels. In fact, we already got a taste of the cooler weather this morning. Have a check at how we were waking up across the area. If you were in Conroe, you managed to break into the 40s. Brenham, mid-40s, 46 degrees was your starting point today. If you were in and around the loop in the Beltway, which is where I was at, doing a morning run, it felt really nice. We got down to the mid-40s, 54 degrees in Houston, 54 in Sugar Land. Now, this afternoon, the sun has warmed us up. We've got clear skies, and so while we started off with jackets and sweaters this morning, now you might just get away with some short sleeves. Really beautiful day. Blue sky. Nothing to worry about in terms of rain. In fact, we don't even have any humidity. That's probably my favorite part of the forecast. I'll show you the dew points here in a sec, but that's a shot at downtown. You can see it clear as day. You can probably see well past that. The Galleria with a couple mosquitoes in the shot, but otherwise nice and tranquil, 77 degrees there. This is my favorite part, is the dew points, the measure of moisture. Now we have seen that after effects of the front that passed through yesterday, that's dragged in the air from the north, and this has dropped humidity across the area. It was so sticky out there yesterday as that front was making its way through here. But now we've rinsed out the atmosphere. Dew points are in the 40s and 50s. What does that even mean? Well, anytime we have a dew point that is at or below 50, it is really comfortable, bone dry actually, and it stays that way, not just today, but through the start of our weekend. And that is because we're going to have a secondary front that's going to bring us a reinforcing shot of drier air and much cooler air. Okay, because we don't have much more rain in the forecast to clean out the atmosphere as you are out and about enjoying the beautiful day, keep in mind that you might be sneezing, you might have that itchy nose, the runny eyes. Pollen is definitely still in the air. Tree and weeds are moderate. The mold spores are high. What is going to be our high temperature today? I think we managed to make it into the low 80s. So 82 degrees is what I'm penciling in for your high temperature. This will happen right at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And is that where we should be for this time of year? Well, have a check at the almanac. If we make it to 82 today, we'll be closer to the record for this time of year versus where we actually should be. The average high temperature for this late in November should be 71 degrees. So at 82, we're about 11 degrees above average. The morning low was much closer to average. The record, we are going to be a safe distance away from this for the foreseeable future. Sunset time for today, by the way, is going to be 5:23, and it's a really nice day. If you can, make some outdoor plans to take advantage of that. Current temperatures across the U.S., even though we got a nice chilly start this morning, we're still in one of the warmest spots. We're not Brownsville though. 88 degrees already for the lunchtime forecast. 82 in Miami. H-Town though in the upper 70s is still fairly warm. Now for this next front, we're going to tap into some of this. Some air coming in from Canada. Now we're certainly not going to get this chilly. We're not going to be seeing any Dakota type weather, but some of that air does manage to filter all the way down to Texas. And even though it does acclimate, it mixes and becomes a little bit more mild once it gets here, it'll bring us a decent change. I'm talking about a significant drop in temperatures that you will feel. So over the next few days, these are the weather patterns at play. The front passed through yesterday, and now we're under this influence of high pressure. So the skies are clear, it's sunny, it's warm, and there's no humidity. That's nice. Then tomorrow, that's when that secondary front starts to push in. It's not going to bring us rain, but it's going to kick up the wind for a moment while it's muscling through here. Behind it, everything settles down. High pressure once again returns, and that clockwise flow continues to drag in air straight up out of the north from Canada. And that's going to keep us nice and cool for the rest of the week. Okay, so how breezy are we talking here? Well, enough to want to tie your hair, and maybe if you have any decorations that are out already for the holidays, you might want to tie those down too. Wind gusts are going to be at 20, 25, up to 30 along the coastline for tomorrow morning. By the afternoon, the breeze settles down and things will be much better. And this breeze is welcome because We want to see this front pass through here. Look at what it's going to do. By Thursday morning, so at that point the front has passed through, the cold air has funneled in, and this is going to be the chilliest start over the next 7 days. Low to mid 40s. I think the further north that you go, let's say you live in the Woodlands or you live in Conroe, Brenham, I think you might crack the 30s. In Houston proper, your low temperatures look like this. 56 degrees tomorrow. I know the front comes in tomorrow, but it takes a little while for that cold air to settle in. So Thursday, 43 degrees. Then sticking to the 40s through Saturday. 48 will be your start then. As we head into Sunday, high pressure then moves towards the east, and then what will happen here is that because we're on the back end, we start to get the flow of air from the Gulf. And so for that reason, we'll kick up temperatures a little bit. So enjoy this while it lasts. Tomorrow morning, I don't think it's going to be the most pleasant morning. Temperatures are really nice, but it's going to be windy. So if you had anything penciled in for tomorrow morning, like an outdoor walk or a run, I might want to push that back to maybe Thursday, even though it's going to be chilly. At least you won't have to deal with the wind. I hate walking or running in the wind. The 7-day forecast, you don't need an umbrella any day, so that's really nice to not have to worry about that. What you are going to do is dust off that old coat closet, because you're going to need a little extra layer of protection there for at least the starts of the day. By the afternoon, there's plenty of sunshine, and it does feel really, really nice. Sunny, clear skies through Friday. A couple more clouds out there on Saturday, but nothing to worry about. Although if you don't like the warmth, it is going to come back next week.